I finally get to post, guys. I finally get to talk about go bags and communication devices. I have a lot of content to cover, so this is going to be probably a series of videos. First, I'm going to start with some go bags. The way that I think about go bags is probably a little bit different from other people. So I'm going to plant some seeds with you so that you can think about some things that you probably hadn't thought about. A lot of people have go bags that they think of like, oh, let's hurry up and quickly go. And they have a couple snacks for the kids and um, just like things, like they have to evacuate for 24 hours or something like that. Totally different. Okay. Don't consider that a go bag. A true go bag is essentials, foundational stuff. Okay. The way that I view my go bag is I think if I was to go on a trek, a 100-mile hike on foot with just my pack, what are the items that I would need and want? And how can I pack that light enough to where it's not going to cause havoc on my body? Okay, so those are the things that you should think about. So all of my family has packs. I always have mine and my husband stacked here in the corner of our room. We actually have stuff like this all over the house. We have a huge house, but we have way too much stuff. So it's like packed over here by our door. Okay. So like this is my pack. All of us have super nice packs. When, not like nice, like expensive, but nice hiking packs, stuff that has a frame in it that's going to equally distribute the weight. So that way I can really pack it up. Okay. There's ways that you can look up to see how much pack or how much your bag should weigh for your weight for a long term. And I weigh these and I weigh my, just make sure that it's good for all of our family. Okay. So I'm going to show a couple of things that I have in a series of my video. And so that you can see some of the stuff that I pack in my pack. Okay. And I always plan ahead and think like, where I would pack these things. Does this need to be quick access or can this be deep in my bag? Okay. So like my quick access things is at the top of my bag and on the sides of my bag. Okay. So at the top of my bag, I have a medical kit. And I'm going to show you my medical kit. Okay. So right here, these are different fire starters. Segue really quick. These fire starters, these magnesium strips or strikers, a lot of people have a really difficult time using these. It's something that you should practice on. There is a skill set with these and you really want to learn it, okay? But, and me and my kids practice all the time. We have little fires outside. I'm good at it. My husband totally sucks. But it's just, again, it's a skill set, but it's something that you should learn, okay? Because these are going to last a lot longer than any lighter or matches, okay? You can see I have cotton balls in here. All of my cotton balls have been soaked in petroleum jelly, Vaseline, because it makes them extremely flammable and it will hold that flame a lot longer if it was just by itself in cotton, okay? So I use these if I had to make a fire very quickly. If somebody fell into a river, getting hypothermia, that's why I use those. And then mixed with my fire starter, it's just something I have. You'll see I have things like this throughout my pack, okay? But let's talk about my medical bag. So in my little medical bag, I think worst case scenarios. I'm always worst case scenario. So that I could be prepared. So in my pack, I want the worst case scenario, as much stuff as I can get for those scenarios in a very small thing. Okay, so I make my own stuff. I don't go buy some pre-packaged shit. Okay, because that's what it is shit. Some of it can be like good foundational stuff. But again, I'm a holistic doctor. So I really want my stuff a certain way. Okay, so I'm going to share a couple of things. I have a whole variety of different holistic medicines in here, from essential oils to stuff for flu. I have a lot of homeopathic stuff because I love it. Like if you guys ever see this brand in the store for flus, it's amazing. Okay, I love it. It's also great if you ever get hungover. It's really awesome. or if somebody's super dehydrated, sick, throwing up, dizzy, it's just, again, you just throw a couple tabs in your mouth, okay? So I talked about antibiotics in one of my other ones. So I have a mixture of antibiotics, okay? I always write, you can kind of see my writing on there. I always write on all of my herbs, all of my pills, what it is and what it looks like. Because, you know, God forbid I die, they're not going to know what the heck this is, right? My kids aren't going to know what's what. So I always write it on there. I write it on the bottle. I write it on the bag. So I'm like, white is Cipro. The pink is amoxicillin. The green is Keflexin. So I always have a mixture of different types of antibiotics in my thing. I use sandwich baggies because, again, lightweight, right? This is my go bag. So I also talked about cayenne pepper in one of my videos and how it's amazing for so many things. To stop bleeding, to drop blood pressure, to even out or to equalize blood pressure, so many things. And so I just get old prescription bottles and I feel it with cayenne pepper, okay? And I keep that in my go bag. So, I have different, another thing I always keep in my medical kit too, for some reason, is I always keep some cash. There's like $100 in here, okay? Just for different reasons. I always keep cash in all of my go bags. So like I probably have like $2,000 in small bills in my go bag, okay? But I don't keep it all in the same place. The reason why that is because let's just say that I had to trade and barter with someone and they wanted cash. I'm not going to act like that's all the cash, or I'm going to act like this is all the cash I have. I'm not going to let them see all my cards. You know what I'm saying? So I have $100 here, $200 here, $500 here throughout my thing, because if I'm on the fly in a situation and I have to pull out some cash to get some supplies or necessities while I'm out and about, while shit's hitting the fan, I don't want somebody to know how much I have. Okay, I'm going to play that game well. So different essential oils, different medicines. One of the things I really like with doTERRA is this CorrectX. I don't use A&D ointments, Neosporin. They create superbugs, but this is really fantastic. So that's when somebody gets some kind of cut or whatever, I have this in there so that it doesn't ever get infected. These things are amazing, okay? So again, your medical kit should be like what you want it to be. You should think ahead, okay? So from there, I have this whole section of tons of stuff. In my go bags and all of my kids' go bags, I have different types of Band-Aids, but specifically I have Band-Aids for blisters. Because if you're on foot, you're going to get blisters. So I pre-planned ahead for that. I have different kinds of blister bandages, different sizes for different things, okay? I have stuff in here for sore muscles. I have tons of bandages. One of the things for me is I get a lot of non-stick bandages. I'm not talking about Band-Aids, but I'm talking about like the actual bandages that you would wrap something up. Because if it's a nasty wound, which I've had plenty of experiences with, thank God that I've had experiences like that, I've learned that your bandages stick to wounds, and it really is painful, and it sucks very much to have to change those bandages when they're stuck to a wound. So I always get a non-stick bandage first, apply that, and then wrap it with whatever I need, okay? So I have pre-treated gauze and stuff in here, so I always put either essential oils or alcohol to pre-treat them, put them in my Ziploc baggies. Because again, I can use that for Kindle if I needed to, because now it's flammable, or I can use it for medical stuff, okay? I have scissors, tweezers, anything that I would need. I even have scalpels in here in case I needed to cut something out or perform some type of surgery. I'm hoping that I'll become very prophetic and know how to do that at the time. I mean, I've studied some, but like, you know, I'm hoping that something like that happens. I have to perform some emergency surgery that I'll just get some crazy download. It'll tell me how to do it, right? You know, I'm just planning ahead. I always have KT tape in my go bags because, again, you're going to be hiking and trekking for long periods of time. And this is super big if you have injuries, muscles, you tore something, it's going to keep it in place. You could look into KT tape. I'm not going to go into all that. Ton of ibuprofen, lightweight. I have all of my little favorites in here. So you can kind of see how I design my stuff. You know, it has different sections. It's fully loaded. It's got cash, it's got herbs, it's got healing stuff. I got gloves and mask and stuff to protect my immune system. If a super big plague dropped out, I have stuff in here for that, okay? Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to medical, okay, is I have this, and this is something you guys have probably never seen, okay? Okay, there's, when I first got this, there was only 12 working models in the world, okay? So it looks like a normal phone, and I have 2 of these. So I'm going to show you the one that's on currently, okay? So I keep this into my go bag, okay? This is some really high-tech stuff. This is like $60,000 worth of technology in this phone. It's not that much. I can get it for super cheap. But what it does is I can scan anybody anywhere. It asks the body like 14 million questions per second. Every blood vessel, every nervous system in your brain, all your DNA, everything. So right now I'm doing a scan. But so like I can come in here and scan somebody's body mentally, physically, spiritually on a lot of different levels. And then I have all these frequencies. Okay, so like let's just come in here really quick. And I have all these different frequencies. Oh, I can't see. There you go. Oops. Let me see. So like there are frequencies for the bubonic plague, whatever I need. And so, you know, SARS, Corona. When I told you guys I had Corona, I treated myself in 3 days and I was totally over it with different frequencies in here. So I can treat pretty much anybody or anything with this phone, okay? So I have this device in my go bag because I won't need internet to use this. I can just use the frequencies, okay? If that's something you're interested in, this is some very high-tech wellness. You know, I charge like $500 just to scan someone, but it's worth it because it's so comprehensive. It's way more advanced than any MRI or CT scan. And on top of that, I can just turn the frequencies around and actually rebalance you out. Originally, this specific kind of technology came from NASA, using it to treat and scan astronauts from space and being able to send the frequencies back to treat them. Okay. There's a whole history from like Rife machines, biofeedback. There's tons of little janky devices out there, but this is like the real deal. Okay. So I have that in my go bag. I keep one in my house and then one in my go bag. Okay. So, also in the sides of my go bag, like you can see, this is what's going to be on my hip. Okay. So I'm always thinking ahead, you know, like, again, placement of where I would put items in my bag. So on my side, this is going to be stuff where I need fast, okay? For instance, on both of the sides of my bag, I have throwing knives, okay? The reason why I have throwing knives in there is because if I had to hunt really quickly and something came upon me, you know, like a rabbit or a squirrel that were hungry, I'm not digging for my gun and trying to aim. It's just right there. I can grab it and throw it, okay? So I practice with these sometimes. I'm not great, but hey, you know. So I have one on each side, but I also have a full set in my go bag, okay? Then in the rest of my side, let me see here. Let me switch this out. I have like quick essentials of stuff that I might want, okay? From sunblocks to different herbs and minerals that I need. One of the things you want to think about in your go bag is something like this, okay?
You know, you guys have probably seen these in like Vitamin Cottage, King Supers, Kroger's has these. The reason why I have them is because you just throw a little tab in your water and it's got your fruits and vegetables of everything that you need, but plus a bunch of other stuff. Okay. So I think, hey, if I'm trekking around
Of time, I'm going to get tired, I'm going to get dehydrated, and I'm going to need calories. I'm going to need energy to keep going. So that's always in my mind. Everything in my go bag is high calories, lightweight, and is going to give me nutrition. So that's how I think. Okay. I know that I'm going to be tired, so I have packets of like coffee. I have packets of all kinds of stuff that I know would help me to push through if I needed to. Okay. So that's kind of how I think with that. But this whole section, both sides of my bag, are stuff that I might need quickly. Sunblocks are going to be a big deal. Stuff for rashes. Like I have like On Guard in here, whatever I need. Okay. Chapstick. I'm gonna need some chapstick and sunblock, right? And now on my other side, I have my binoculars. I have my Leatherman. I have little things like that I would need. I have an old ID in case I needed that. Okay. So, you know, these are just things that I would need quickly. I have another throwing knife on this side. You know, you can see it over there. So, you know, you just have to think about the placement of things. Now, I have my ghillie suit also that I have rolled up on the side of my bag. A lot of you know that I do sniper training. And, you know, the reason why I carry my ghillie suit in my pack is what if I had to hide my pack? And because it was getting too heavy and I had to go do something, go do some recon or whatever it is, I can hide my pack with my ghillie suit, or if I can hide myself. So that could be a whole nother episode on how to do ghillie suits, where to find them, how to make them, what is good, how to make them better, that kind of thing. But for me, it's critical for hunting or for defense. So again, my go bags are full of multi-purpose. If it's in my pack, it has multiple purposes for me. I can use it for many different ways and reasons, or I probably didn't pack it. Okay. I have, you know, hats. I have the lights that attach to my hat. So these are good because they're hands free. They have multiple settings. That's a big deal for me. I'm all about lightweight, so I'm not going to carry some big heavy flashlight because the batteries are heavy, the flashlights are heavy. So I have two of those, one on each side. I have a pre-mixed bag of all of my doTERRA oils that I use. Everyone in my family has one specific to their needs. So I hand make all my blends, and I, you know, whatever it is, and I label them. Okay, so you can kind of see the different options and stuff that I have. I love those. They're just so dang cute. But they're amazing. I can put herbs in those and label them for whatever I need. Again, everybody has one. Okay. On the other side of my pack, for quick draw, is I always keep a bag of ammo along with my loaded magazines for my firearm. You know, some people don't believe in firearms, and that's totally cool. I am a firearm instructor, and I believe that people should get trained and really learn and learn firearm safety and education and knowledge and power that way. But I have firearms for many different reasons, for safety, for defense, but also for hunting. And so, you know, I put it in a Ziploc bag because, again, I'm going for weight. I don't want to carry a bag or a box of ammo because that's going to weigh more. So I have my firearm in here. I have loaded magazines and then extra ammo just in case. Okay. And so does my family. Okay. I have other things in here for quick draw stuff, like a pair of working gloves. Stuff where I also have, in some of my packs, I also would have stuff where the gloves were that you can't cut through. But those are a little bit heavier, so I don't have them in this one. Okay. So I just have a good, decent pair of work gloves, something that I know is going to be solid, that has good grip. Okay. You always want to protect your hands, protect your feet. Okay.
I'm going to stop this video just so I can leave this segment and go on to the next, okay?